So it's like I said before, one of Amber's biggest problem is her need for validation, is her need to feel like she's right, is her need to get another opinion rather than her own opinion. And that's a big problem because other people can't be a conscience. Your conscience is you. Watch this.
So, we've been seeing this counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said that what you and I did changed Anthony. And as a man, I wanted to get your perspective. Like,
Yep. So what happens is when a man like him, he be like, you know what? If it's about this, and then in the streets, the guy with the money and all that, he said, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna become so successful, then I could get the girls I want, right? He did everything he was supposed to do. And you know what happened? You ended up with the guy in class who like to have fun and just play all the time. So that does change as a man. Sometimes because now he feel like, well, why did I work this hard to go to school and become this successful businessman when I could have just been playing around?
All right, so what Wayne is trying to talk about and elaborate on is the whole dynamic of the, I don't know, the popular guy in school versus the guy who is, I guess if you want to call him the nerd. He does nothing at all. He doesn't really get all much of the girls, but the popular guy gets all of the girls. And so, hey, you know the whole gist of the story. The guy grows up, he gets a lot of money, but that kind of doesn't really matter. It doesn't, because after a period of time, you tend to learn swag as you grow up. Now, could it be a factor? It could. Could you have guys like that who never ever grew up? You could have that. But after a while, it really and truly does not matter. It really and truly is what you bring to the entire table with a woman, as far as I'm concerned. People try to make it into something. They try to put it on the table as if it's actually something. But you just have to bring your A game. That's exactly what it is. So could that be a thing that changed Anthony because okay, Wayne was the whatever guy and he was the guy that okay, all right.
see, I think you men are biased. Because what about the whole thing with him standing up at Rose's wedding? That was in his heart. That was who he was before you and I.
Yeah, but
And Chantel,
but
baby.
he stood up at the wedding, but I had already stood up in it.
So what I mean, Wayne is giving her again more jokes versus her looking at the point of views, which made sense. Yes, Anthony standing up at the wedding. What would you call that? That's a whole different perspective. And the thing here is that Wayne has not seen the other shades of Anthony. We have, which is exactly why some of what Wayne is saying is just going right through one ear and coming to the next because it doesn't apply. Not to Anthony.
I'm just saying, like he ain't know, bro.
You
No,
play too much.
but that still don't giving him an excuse. That still don't give him an excuse to go do what he did with your best friend. I'm not saying he's excused, but did it change him? Yes. Of course it did.
So if it changed them, I really don't see what the point is for fighting for marriage. Like, why are we even in counseling?
All right. So this is a big key part now because now, yet again, we are now confirming. She's now confirming that she is actually in counseling, not because she's trying to comply and not because she's trying to, I don't know, get on with this particular divorce, but she's trying to save her marriage. So for those who thought that's not what was going actually on, regardless of child and all, that's exactly what's going on.
Do you ever dream about us? Like maybe all of this happened because we were supposed to be together. I mean, you know what? Forget I asked that. I just, you know, it's like you need a wife.
That's the next thing. Begging to be another man's wife is wild. I understand that you're infatuated and you're in love and all this kind of thing. But you need to stop now. At this point in time, you need to stop. If you weren't married to Wayne the time you should have been married to him and he didn't say I do and he never loved you at that point in time, then maybe you want to leave it go. Maybe that's just not the man for you. You need to accept that. You understand? You love him more than he loves you. Yeah? You're just pretty much a chick that has a special place in his heart, but he's not going to marry you. And you have to accept that. And that's now becoming something where it looks very pitiful of her each time going over to Wayne and asking this question over and over again.
Yeah. I'm me and my girl working on that. You know you heard. Stop acting crazy. You was waiting on me to tell you about it. That's what you really want to come over here for. It's all good. I'm in a relationship, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks. I'm happy for you too, man.
Right. So Here's my gist on the entire thing. Don't want to talk about Anthony. What I want to talk about is the Amber character, because the Amber character right now needs to stop swinging all over the place. It is now becoming unattractive. It is now becoming very pitiful. It is now becoming very laughable. You need to stop swinging all over the place. You need to make up your own mind. You don't need other people to give you a decision to make. You need to be able to make that particular decision on your own. On your own. You don't need anybody else. So now going forward, yet again, she may need some therapy where she can get back the self-esteem, because the self-esteem is obviously not there. I spoke about the self-esteem a long time ago, and people try to, I don't know, argue me down on it. It's not low self-esteem, and they give me every single argument. Well, what do you call this? You're begging for marriage. Stop begging a man's hand in marriage. If he really wanted to marry you, he would have chosen you. And that's the thing with marriage. Yeah, that's just the thing with marriage. If he really wanted to marry you, he would have chosen you. And that's just the deal as to what we're talking about. I don't want to talk about the Anthony scenario, because at this point in time, it's a dead horse. As I've said before, I'm not giving it any energy. What I want now, what you want to see now, is the Amber character getting better from where she's at. Because right now, she's at a place where all she's thinking of and all that's in her head is that she and Wayne is going to live happily ever after. You're not going to live happily ever after with Wayne. He's already getting married with somebody else. You now need to move on from that. You now need to accept that there can be another guy out there that can love you and that can give you the same amount of, I don't know, sex and loving and romance and all of that. There is someone else out there. If you give it a chance and give it some time to happen, it will happen. That's what I want to happen now. But hey, I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all believe that Amber is in her own way at this point in time, and that it's too much overthinking? Let me know what you think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will talk to y'all soon.